What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with another video. Worldwide pandemic be damned, nothing stops WrestleMania, so let's look at the card and predict who will triumph at this year's showcase of the Immortals. Join us now as Wrestlelamia predicts all the winners and losers of WrestleMania 36. This year, Wrestlelamia has gone to even greater lengths to ensure the most accurate predictions, relying on our Cyberdyne 3000 mainframe, newly recovered scrolls from Nostradamus, and modified Google glasses. But all kidding aside, let's get into a match that was announced this week, as WWE Women's Tag Team Champions the Kabuki Warriors will take on Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. It's clear the women's tag belts haven't been a booking priority in the WWE, as the Kabuki Warriors title defenses have been rare, with the WWE instead focusing on Asuka's pursuit of Becky Lynch's Raw Women's Championship. The tag straps were an afterthought even before Kairi Sane was sidelined with an injury, and the best thing that could have come out of this would be for Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross to wrest them back and defend them on a regular basis. So our prediction? The WWE Women's Tag Team Championships change hands to Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. Next up, Otis vs Dolph Ziggler. The sad story of Otis's romantic pursuit of Mandy Rose has been one of the more entertaining storylines on SmackDown, and like any good wrestling angle, it's led to a match. Otis is an extremely talented big man, and with Ziggler as his opponent, this one has the potential to be a surprise hit. Now it's safe to say it's too early for the WWE to resolve the Otis-Mandy-Dolph love triangle, but look for it to move on to the next phase after Otis defeats Dolph. So our prediction? Otis wins this match. Next up, NXT Women's Champion Rhea Ripley takes on Charlotte Flair. Charlotte Flair surprised the fans when she decided to use her Royal Rumble win to challenge NXT Women's Champion Rhea Ripley. While Ripley is only 23 years old, the Australian superstar has been wrestling since 2013, and her learning curve has been nothing short of phenomenal. Look for a fantastic match between these two, as Charlotte's experience and cheating skills edge out Ripley, resulting in a new NXT champion. So our final prediction, Charlotte Flair wins the NXT Women's Championship. Next up, the Firefly Funhouse match between The Fiend and John Cena. What exactly is a Firefly Funhouse match? For that matter, what is a Boneyard match? Well, fans have to wait until WrestleMania to find out, but these gimmick matches hopefully will provide some much needed alternatives to the matches taking place at the Performance Center. The WWE paid a heavy price booking Goldberg over The Fiend just to set up Goldberg vs Reigns, but there's nothing that can be done except to have Cena put over The Fiend and build him back up as the monster he was before the unfortunate events of Super Showdown. Look for Cena to put over the younger talent as he resumes his Hollywood career. After all, what would a Cena win do? There's no championship on the line for him to become 17-time world champion, and a loss would hurt The Fiend even more. Our final prediction? The Fiend defeats John Cena. Next up, a fatal 5-way elimination match for the SmackDown Women's Championship between champion Bayley, Naomi, Lacey Evans, Sasha Banks, and Tamina. While the recently returned Tamina may seem like the wild card in this match, it's Bayley's buddy Sasha Banks who could prove the X factor, as WWE's already started dropping hints that the boss wants Bayley's championship more than a friendship. Look for Bayley to keep the title, but for Banks to make her intentions known, leading to a Banks vs Bayley program after Mania, with the two possibly meeting for a title match at SummerSlam. Our final prediction? Bayley retains the SmackDown Women's Championship. Next up, the Boneyard match between AJ Styles vs The Undertaker. AJ Styles is looking to make a name for himself at The Undertaker's expense, but is the phenomenal one up to the challenge, even with The Undertaker in the twilight of his career? Will The Undertaker even come back as the American Badass as he's been hinting on Raw? We may not get a full American Badass, but we may just get some sort of hybrid as the real Mark Calloway comes down to the ring. Maybe WWE might surprise us with this one with no entrances, and this looking like a movie style of a match. Whatever the case, this match should be an exciting brawl with obvious interference from the Good Brothers, but don't be shocked if the Phenom gets an assist from Kane. Although this isn't a case of Styles needing the win, The Undertaker has always been gracious enough to help build other stars, and he's going to do the same here, putting Styles over even if it's due to outside interference. Our final prediction? AJ Styles defeats The Undertaker, making his WrestleMania record 24-3. Next up, Kevin Owens vs Seth Rollins. With reports of Seth Rollins taking time off after WrestleMania, no doubt spending time with his fiancée Becky Lynch, it makes sense for Rollins to lose to Owens. Add in Rollins beating down KO in most of their post-match encounters, and it seems time for Owens to get the win, helping to cement him as a Raw main eventer. However, after Owens defeats Rollins, who will he feud with next? That's something WWE will have to figure out, but that's just one of many questions the WWE has to answer right now. Our final prediction for this match: Kevin Owens defeats Seth Rollins. Next up, a ladder match for the SmackDown Tag Team Championship as John Morrison faces, well, we don't really know. At this point, it's unknown who John Morrison will defend the SmackDown Tag Team Championship against, other than it could be a member of the Usos, a member of the New Day, or one man from each team. Yeah, a SmackDown Tag Team title match with only one member fighting from each team. Odd times. Now, we do at least know it's going to be a ladder match, which should help make up for the fact that The Miz is unable to compete due to being sick. At this point in time, the WWE should take the safe route and keep the belts on Miz and Morrison. Our final prediction: John Morrison and The Miz retain the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. However, this one should be the match of the night. Next up, Raw Tag Team Champions The Street Profits take on Angel Garza and Austin Theory. This match seems to have been hastily thrown together, with it being likely the Street Profits would have faced the AOP before Rezar's recent bicep injury. The Profits were originally scheduled to defend their titles against US Champion Andrade and Angel Garza, but Andrade's rib injury led to NXT star Austin Theory replacing him. Garza and Theory can put on an entertaining match against Dawkins and Ford, but don't expect them to walk out with the titles. So our final prediction: the Street Profits retain the Raw Tag Team Championship. We wonder what will happen to Austin Theory after this, but he really has the look of a star. We hope WWE pushes him into the United States Championship title picture. Next up, Aleister Black vs Bobby Lashley. Despite his first Raw loss to AJ Styles, Aleister Black has been booked strongly and his push should continue at WrestleMania. Bobby Lashley always shines when he is put into matches against other brawlers and big men, so this one should be a hard-hitting encounter reminiscent of Aleister Black and Buddy Murphy's original match at 2019's TLC pay-per-view. This match has Slobber Knocker written all over it, as Lashley gives Black his most physical challenge yet. However, will it be enough? Well, we certainly don't think so, as our final prediction sees Aleister Black defeat Bobby Lashley. Next up, King Corbin vs Elias. King Corbin is in a difficult position as he's just finished his feud with Roman Reigns, yet has no serious opponents from the Blue brand. Corbin's feud with the Big Dog solidified his spot as an upper-card wrestler, about to break into the main event, but he needs a good opponent to continue his journey to the top. While Elias is a good opponent with an over gimmick, the WWE's resident singer/songwriter/musician hasn't been pushed much. With any luck, the WWE will use his match to establish Elias as a capable star, despite him losing to Corbin. At this point, Corbin shouldn't lose to Elias, but the WWE can also keep Elias strong, either having him worked injured after Corbin knocked him off a balcony, or getting the win with some underhanded tactics. But our final prediction: King Corbin defeats Elias. Next up, a last man standing match between Edge vs Randy Orton. The WWE has done a fantastic job building up to this match, despite Edge only being contracted to make what's believed to be around 25 television appearances a year. Orton's attack on Edge, followed by his subsequent attack on Beth Phoenix, couldn't have been executed better, with Orton getting the most heat he's ever had in his career. Edge and Orton's promos have driven home how personal this feud is. Fans have every reason to believe both men are looking to end the other's career. Orton will use every trick in his heel playbook, but look for Edge's unbridled fury to see him win. Our final prediction: Edge defeats Randy Orton. Next up, Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch takes on Shayna Baszler. The WWE swerved its fans when it had Charlotte Flair win this year's Women's Royal Rumble rather than the heir apparent Shayna Baszler. Nonetheless, Baszler's murderous rampage at Elimination Chamber dispelled all doubts that the Queen of Spades was coming for Lynch's title. With the man reportedly taking time after Mania, look for Baszler to get the win and the championship. What could make this match interesting is the possibility of Ronda Rousey returning as she comes to the aid of her UFC buddy. Now, it has been rumoured that Ronda Rousey has been spotted around the WWE headquarters, so a plan's been in place for her to make an appearance at WrestleMania. If so, that moment would be shocking. Our final prediction: Shayna Baszler wins the Raw Women's Championship. Next up, Intercontinental Champion Sami Zayn takes on Daniel Bryan. Not since the Honky Tonk Man sang and danced his way through the longest Intercontinental Championship reign in WWE history has a champion proved so adept at aggravating the fans. Sami Zayn is perfect in his role as a weaselly loudmouth who the fans want to see lose, yet manages to find a way to steal a win. Our final prediction: look for Sami Zayn to steal the win, leaving both Bryan and fans looking for a rematch. Next up, WWE Champion Brock Lesnar takes on Drew McIntyre. It's hard to believe that Drew has been back on the main roster for nearly 2 years, and it's been a long road to the main event, with McIntyre largely involved in feuds, often as a supporting player. Nonetheless, McIntyre has performed well in whatever role he's been assigned, and now he's poised for a main event run. While Seth Rollins defeated the Beast last year for the Universal Championship, Lesnar's WrestleMania records show he's no pushover, and McIntyre has his work cut out for him. Barring a last-minute change by Vince McMahon, look for the Scottish Psychopath to win the WWE Championship, hopefully ushering in a new era for the WWE at a time when it needs all the help it can get. Our final prediction: Drew McIntyre wins the WWE Championship. And finally, Universal Champion Bill Goldberg takes on Roman Reigns' replacement, which we predict to be Braun Strowman. A lot has changed in the last few weeks, so it's no surprise that several of WrestleMania's matches have been altered. With Roman Reigns pulling out due to health concerns, the WWE is going with the most formidable opponent for Goldberg, and being Braun Strowman. Looking at the SmackDown roster, it's scary that the WWE had very few options for Goldberg. As we discussed in another video, the WWE is fortunate they can book the monster among men into some of the stupidest programs, yet the fans are always ready to hope that this time will be different. Regrettably, this time won't be different, and look for the middle-aged and lazy Goldberg to score the win. The only good thing that might come out of this, other than keeping the match short so fans don't have to watch Dollar Bill plod through an exhausting 8-minute match, is Strowman might turn heel, perhaps getting the main event push he needs. But our final prediction: Bill Goldberg retains the Universal Championship. But there you have it, guys, all the winners and losers for WrestleMania 36 and our predictions. What are your guys' picks for WrestleMania 36? Let us know in the comments down below, subscribe if you haven't already, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.